Hey everybody, it's Dr. Brown. 150 days, 150 videos, all things transformations, cleansing, and weight loss. Today I want to go into protein in detail. So protein has been a topic of conversation for years. And you know, is it steak that's better, pork? And then obviously there's a huge push when we were talking about low-fat diets. We'll go with chicken, it's leaner. And a lot of people are talking about doing turkey because of some of its unique qualities, as far as you can also eat lean, but you get some certain amino acids that are a bit more plentiful in it, like tryptophan. It's typically what makes you tired when you eat a lot of turkey. But it's, you know, more abundant in that meat than other options. Steak will tend to support your body with certain forms of nutrition more than others. There's the huge debate about how to cook them. All of those things are very important. What I would definitely say, just to cut to the chase and give you the straight up answers, is when you're cooking whole meats, probably the best way to cook is, I never say it correctly, so I apologize, and don't ask me to spell it. I always have to put it into Google and it'll automatically tell me how to do it, but it's Sous Vide cooking, or Sous Vide, I believe it is. And it's a technique where you put whatever meat that you're going to cook into a very high-end plastic bag, and you cook the meat at only 132 degrees. And it has some very interesting qualities as far as for all of us that are in the meal preparation business and trying to manage and count some calories. If you have some of these sous vide machines, you're able to put multiple you know, steak, chicken breast, whatever in there, like up to like 6. I think I've seen some of them. You dip them down in this water, and it takes like 8 to 10 hours to be ready to eat, but it also is 100% ready to eat and edible for like up to 6 days. So you have these entrees ready to go whenever you're ready to go. And in the bag, you can be putting in your seasoning. And so it's also marinating the entire time that it's cooking or sitting at that temperature. What is the benefits of it? Well, what you're doing, or more importantly, what you're not doing compared to other forms of cooking in general, is you're not killing the enzymes. And you know, there's entire diets like the blue steak diet that's completely built around taking raw steak and searing both sides with like 30 seconds, and then more or less eating the meat raw because they're trying to preserve these enzymes to help people's health. And I feel like you can do that through like the sous vide cooking, where you know, if you want to have a non-bloody piece of meat that's also not losing its best nutrients, the enzymes, then that's definitely a way to go. If I was trying to bulk up, I would probably be far more open to doing steak, and specifically fat heavy type of steaks. You know, being that I'm in weight loss, I would probably, you know, it's easy to go to chicken. Chicken's easy to make. It tastes good with about anything, and you can make a lot of it. And then, of course, getting into like the protein supplements, you got the whey protein, pea protein, you have whole protein versus isolate. So what are some of those? So whey protein comes from milk. There's a lot of science behind whey protein having some benefits because it has these existing proteins that are very similar to what we have in our bodies. So there's certain amounts of amino acids that are relevant to us in our anabolic processes, the building up of the muscle. And then the pea and rice protein are obviously cleaner sources of protein, typically easier to digest. They do, you know, match up for people that are vegan or vegetarian and are trying to pursue those ideals. And then, of course, I would say the isolate is really the best because now you have the whole protein source broken all the way down and pre-digested into the amino acids. And then, of course, then comes the MAP protein, the matter amino acid pattern that I've talked about again and again in the previous videos. It's vegetarian sourced adult essential amino acids. So there's 2 different types of amino acids. You have over 20 types of amino acids in your body that are used and linked into chains to make every protein we have. Everything from, say, hemoglobin in your red blood cell, which carries your oxygen, to making your muscle strong, which we typically think of protein as building up our muscles. the thing about the essential amino acids versus non-essential amino acids is essential amino acids are something that your body cannot make on its own. Non-essential amino acids are something that your body can make. One caveat, as long as you have essential amino acids. So as long as you're supplementing your body with adult essential amino acids, you have the ability to make all the other ones that you need. And so in other words, it's harder to overdose the essential amino acids because even if you have too much of any one of them, your body can use it in so many different ways. It's just really hard to overfeed the body on that fact. And that's more or less the direction that I go. And because so much less of these essential amino acids go down that detoxification pathway that we're talking about, so much less of it gets turned into calories, so on and so forth. So, and that's where you get the benefit of, instead of having to do chicken breasts and having those calories, or having the calories that come with 30 to 35 grams of whey protein or pea and rice protein, which is roughly equivalent to 6 ounces of chicken. This is all based off of how much protein your liver can process per meal. Well, I can do just 5 1-gram pills of MAP protein, which is equivalent to all of those, minus the calories, and it gives me more caloric room to put in antioxidant-rich dark berries, or to put in an avocado. So I'm having very healthy anti-inflammatory omega-3 oils in my diet. It makes room for all these other things for me to play with my diet a little bit more and not have to be so strict with things, because I've opened up all these calories that I normally get from proteins. And anyway, that's pretty much more or less the talk on proteins, you know, starting over here with the whole food sources, kind of the benefits of them, a general discussion. Definitely ask questions in the comments. This is kind of a rabbit hole conversation. There's a lot of conversations that people might want to have with this. I'll be more than happy to answer in the comments below.